What's going on, everybody? Brett here, and we're back playing some more Battle Brothers: The Beast and Exploration DLC. Alright, it's been a pretty awesome Let's Play so far. We're on day 176. It's midday. And we're picking up exactly where we left off last time. We're about to kill some spiders, some webnicks. And that's about our speed right now, thanks to a lot of the injuries we had from 2 episodes back. And it's been a bit of a slow recovery, but we're doing great, guys. We really are. We even picked up a new brother, Wolfgang Night Owl, in the last episode, and I think he's going to work out very well. 3 in range skill, and having that extra Night Owl, extra vision range is pretty sweet. And it sucks that he's paranoid and we can't make him a really fast, dodgy, overwhelmed brother, but that's okay. He's still going to be an excellent archer for us. And we just need to make sure we get ourselves a 3rd warbow whenever we can. Okay, what else? What else is going on? Oh yeah, so before we get started, there was a great suggestion in the comments. I changed Ivar to Blood Eagle. He's a raider, a drunken raider. Very reminiscent to me of the Vikings TV show, Vikings characters in real life history. But Ivar, being a famous Viking name, Blood Eagle was a suggestion based on, probably the most horrific episode of that entire series. And turns out it's a real thing that people used to do to each other, which is horrifying. Called Blood Eagle. Don't look it up, it's up to you. Trust your own ability to withstand adult content and violence. But anyway, thought that was an appropriate name. And I think that's kind of how I want to play him. He's just like a jerk. He's just like this horrible, cruel dude that's in our company. And we like him because he can fight, and that's about it, and we'll see how it goes. Also, great suggestion. I can't believe I didn't think of this. Oz has been the ballless for a long time because he is a eunuch, and he's a bit scared. He was originally greenphobe for his fear of greenskins, the ballless, which is a little like naming technique I use so that I can, on the fly, know kind of exactly what my perks are without having to memorize them. But the great suggestion in the comment section was to name him the Footless. And I like that a lot because he is unfortunately suffering from a maimed foot from our Scrat fight. And I thought that was just a hilarious suggestion. And that'll remind me constantly that whenever I look at him in combat, that he will have that maimed foot. And we need to be aware that his initiative is worse and that he doesn't really want to move. So, alright, without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and take this fight. There they are. 22 of them in the forest. But hopefully it's not like one of those annoying ambush style fights. Yes, this is what I wanted. I just wanted an open field battle to start this video off. And we'll see what kind of stuff we can get into after this. We're doing a great job of leveling our brothers. Also in the last episode, Steezy picked up a unique heater shield from the Hyena NPC. Pretty sure I've seen that exact character in other playthroughs. I totally forgot he was a thing. It's been a while. But man, that was a great pickup for us. Having an excellent shield now feels pretty good. And yeah, it's time to start getting kills. We're going to take the easiest shots we can. Let's take out the ones that are on the flanks. Put Lance up on that high ground. We'll bring Ivar out to the side. We'll go very wide. Perfect. And I don't think we Indomitable. I think if we Indomitable, it's going to mess up. Oh, this is our new brother. His chances to hit are a little lower. $17 is not great, but if we throw into a crowd, hopefully we'll get lucky. Yeah, even getting a single kill off of our javelins is totally worth it, especially once we have quick hands. And we'll just pass here. We'll conserve our fatigue. Let them jump in and not do anything, and then we'll clear them in the next round. The webbing sucks, but with our tier of armor and weapons, we're pretty much able to nearly one or two shot these guys. We can see some of the egg sacs. You see here, they're already up to 25 enemies. That's a lot. Spear wall just always does work. Check that out. Look at all the injuries it gave itself. Pierce leg muscles, pierce chest, pierce shoulder. Yeah. Oh, they gave me a nice triple swing there on Lance. See if we can make that happen. Ooh, and Ivar missed with that big axe. We need to make sure we get his melee attack up. Don't want to be missing those easy shots. Yeah, that feels good. Alright, here comes the big swing. Nice. Didn't get a kill, unfortunately, but that's a lot of damage. Put that spear wall back up. Nailing him. Ooh, Steezy misses. Probably due to the fact that he's webbed. He's got a bit of a triple surround on him, so we need to be a tiny bit careful there for his sake. And if we step up, we can't swing, so there's no point. And I think Lance is about to get messed with, so let's go ahead and pop Indomitable to give him that damage reduction. Seems like they're all mostly coming from the top. Pretty happy. They're using most of their movements just to come in and try and close the distance. The webbing kind of sucks, but we should be able to shake it off whenever we want. We dodged their first attack. This one goes through, but no poison, thankfully. And now we're going to switch to our long axes. And we'll kill that one. I think that's our better percentage shot chance. And there we go. Yeah, Ivar's getting tired thanks to that webbing. It's a quality miss, I'll take it. And let's break free and break Ivar free. You'll break free. We'll just hold position for right now, and we'll see what the rest of our guys can do. Wow, we didn't kill it. It's alright, we're out of ammo. Time to bring out the mace. Out of ammo there. We'll bring out the Warhammer. Okay, we need Steezy to get some of these kills because he is quite surrounded. Nice. Okay, let's step up and lock some of these spiders down. That seems okay. I would really love to know. I need to look it up, I guess. Whether or not the little web necks that are spawned from the eggs, whether or not they count towards your total experience, and whether or not they drop loot. It's kind of hard to track. The loot thing I think is kind of easier to track because we can just kind of watch and see. Nice, good job, Raymond. We could follow the web necks that we think came out of the eggs and then see if they drop us any loot. But whether or not they give us experience, that's a little harder to test. There we go. We break out. Doing some spider beating. Sounds like a redneck pastime. Okay. Steezy. Ah. That's why we take Berserker. Every time. Yeah, Steezy's problem is just that his background as a retired soldier just gives him such poor fatigue, and we've got him in much better gear than he probably should be in at this stage. And that's just to keep him protected. We'd much rather have him safe than able to attack, you know, a little bit extra. But it still would be nice if he had a bit higher fatigue. But it's something. It's just a weakness you have to cover. Raymond getting all the spider kills. And guys, I did a few minor things off camera. I switched around armors. I added a direwolf pelt to one of our lamellar harnesses, or lamellar armors that was not currently equipped with anything. And I think that was a pretty solid use. If there's one thing I'm really not worried that much about putting on an armor and then potentially having it like taken off at some point, it's definitely the direwolf pelts. That's a pretty renewable resource as far as like Battle Brothers is concerned. Okay, this is all good. I mean, we take a single fight with multiple direwolves. You know, and at this point in the game, when we fight direwolves, it'll be in the teens, if not 20s. So we should be able to get several pelts really anytime we want, honestly, if we can just find a group of direwolves. Which is a pretty common enemy, so yeah, let's get Steezy out of there. Step up. Good job, Ivar. Ooh, didn't quite get the one shot. There we go. We targeted him first to make sure that we triggered the Berserk. Oh man, that hit with the hammer didn't do much against the spider, I guess. Not quite sure what the most effective weapon is against a spider. I feel like the best thing about them is that they probably have like really high melee defense to make them a bit more evasive. Break free, break free. Okay. In a lot of ways, the spider fights are a lot like training for like the Alp fights. You're practicing, you know, leapfrogging with your brothers, making sure that you remove debuffs. They're very similar, though obviously not so much in difficulty. I was happy when I read the patch notes. I don't know if you guys are following it that closely, but I've been reading the patch notes whenever they do update the game. And one of the major concerns for them was definitely the Alps. I'm sure a lot of people were complaining about them, in large groups especially. I don't know how hard they are in just groups of like 5 and under, or even I would say like under 6. But over 6, I can see that being just absolutely miserable. Ooh, okay. Step up and free him. Nope, can't do it. Yeah, I think we lost. Didn't we lose a brother early on in our run due to an Alp? They're a tricky fight, especially for, I would imagine, for newer players. So it looks like blunt weapons are pretty bad against the spiders. It's like you want sword type weapons, axes. Because the hammer and the mace both seem to do so little damage. I mean, that kind of makes sense. I feel like spiders are spiders, you know. If you hit a spider with a hammer, they probably die just as easy. And the webs are all gone. The only spider I can see is this one here. We move up. Can we take a shot? Yes. We hit him. Alright, we could tie him down. The spiders do usually have the ability to escape your zone of control. with footwork. But it's still worth a shot. I mean, I haven't really been checking what they're leaving, but they're giving us their webs and the venom. We'll just pass here. Nothing, no reason to do anything else. The spider will yeah. And now we should be able to kill it. There we go. Okay, was that decent experience? It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad compared to the risk, but it's just the loot that sucks from the spiders. Whoa, what is this? Okay, so let's read this. It's a bit long, but we can read it. With the Webnex dispatched, you have the company briefly search the creature's nest. Though the mercenaries are ordered to never wander alone, you muck about as well. Sir Verandox the Different at your side. Together you spot a tree that's remarkably untouched by the webs. As you circle around, you find a knight's corpse leaning against its trunk. His hand rests atop a broken sword's pommel. The other hand is missing altogether. Nothing but sleeve at the wrist, with the mutilated arm couched at his belly. The corpse rests in a nest of its own making, a thicket of what looks like spoiled rhubarb stalks and decayed carapaces, the broken bodies caverned and smelling of poison. Sir Verandox the Different nods. That's a right shame. I'd wager he would have made a sound addition to the Sons of Verona, whoever he was. Indeed, it has all the look of a great fighter's end. You've mind to bury him, but you've no time. You tell Sir Verandox the Different to fetch what he can from the corpse, and to ready a return to Hilmar of Dunkenwald. Reinforced male hauberk. That is... yeah, 170. It's a decayed version. That's not a bad piece of armor. I think we have some brothers using like worse than that. Like this is a 140. But because it's decayed, it has really bad fatigue. May just be something to sell. It's kind of cool. I wish it was like, see how it looks on him. It looks pretty cool. Yeah, but it... Reinforced male hauberk. Do we have any of those? These are male shirts. We have a hauberk, I do believe. Here it is. That's a reinforced version. So, I mean, it's just a better version of that. It's just the fatigue is minus 26. Yeah, it's not worth it. It's something we're going to sell. I wonder if you can get anything better from that. Oh, they give us roots and berries. That's pretty cool. It's never bad to get supplies. We're sitting at 7 days right now. We need tools, so we kind of have to buy that. The prices here, if I remember, were pretty terrible. And yes, they are. But I think we should sell some of the worst junk just to get it out of our inventory. We can actually sell the gossamer as well as the poison glands. We can get rid of the bucklers. Get rid of the bludgeon. That's fairly cheap. Anything else that's organized. And I mean, these broken shields, they'll never really be worth much anyway. Yeah, everything else I think we'll hold on to until we run across a place that has better prices for us. Okay. There's a Fletcher here. That's a great price, guys. Oh, we're going to buy it. We're going to buy it. It's our, we needed a third warbow, and there it is. Boom. Anything, I told myself anything under like 3,800 I would buy it, and that was like almost exactly under 3,800. We've been seeing 4,400, 5,000, 6,000. We've seen huge prices on these warbows, so it's nice to finally get a decent price. Yes, that's very good. And we've been kind of waiting for our bowyer. Egil is a bowyer. Says the arrow maker. He has a unique event that if you have wood in your inventory, quality wood, that he will. Let's buy this here. It's actually a good price. We could end up selling this for much more. That he has the potential to make you a like a mastercraft bow. I think there are odds that he can make you a really crappy bow. But it's just kind of like a risk risk reward thing, and it takes time. But I've had it. I remember I've had it trigger before, and I'm pretty sure all I got was the wonky bow. And I don't know how much longer you generally have to wait until you get lucky, but that's kind of where I was. Kill marauding greenskins. So I want to take this contract. It's a 3 skull contract. Let's check out our brothers more in depth before we do that, because we still have, yeah, like Hondo is definitely one of our main orc killers, and he is out of commission for a while. Yeah, Lance is looking good. A lot of our other brothers are doing fine, but this could very well end up being a super dangerous endeavor. You know what? We're going to take out Ivar, and we're going to bring in Egil. We need crossbows, and man, Ragnar is still injured. Yeah, we can't put him in with a dislocated shoulder. It'll take a while to do it. You know what? We're gonna come back. We'll come back and we'll do this. We're gonna take another contract in a different place, and then we'll remember that's there, and we'll come back and do it. Ooh. While browsing the town's markets, a man in silk approaches. He's wearing a grin with more glitter than chomp, and each of his fingers are adorned to glint. There's an interesting trophy you've got there, the adrenaline gland. I'll give you 400 crowns for it. Hand over fist, easy money. The adrenaline gland. Isn't that just from the direwolf? Deal. We'll sell it to him. Yeah, I think that's just one of the direwolf. Yeah, he just paid us like full price for something we wouldn't have got really anything for. So I'm happy to do that. I'll do that all day long. We're headed down to Saxdorf. There's really nothing here. A lot of battling took place. Let's climb the mountain and see what we can see. And right off the bat we see brigands. Forgotten Hut. Let's go to Saxdorf and see what they'll pay us to do. They may pay us to come here and take this out, which would be perfect, because that's kind of what we want to do right now anyway. Okay. Managed to steal his idol of fertility. Got it. See if they'll pay us more. Nope. Follow the tracks. We can do that. Let's see if the prices here are good to sell. They are mediocre. Slightly better than the last place. And we'll just sell off a few stuff. I'm really uncomfortable being below like 2,000 crowns when our daily wages are so expensive. So we're coming out this way, and we'll come back and do this other quest. We'll be fighting at night, almost certainly, but it's just raiders, and we may have to fight them in the hills at night. Could be rough. A lot of times the game likes to give them high ground, and it did. It gave them the high ground. Let's just wait. They'll probably come forward, yeah. They have no ranged. They're all raiders. So the AI knows that they need to move. And thankfully, even though it's nighttime, we should be able to take some decent shots. And even though it looks like we just kind of have a bunch of weird low ground, when they approach us, we'll have a nice mix of kind of high ground and low ground. And there, I'm going to take the high ground from him and pop Indomitable, because I have a feeling he's going to smack us with that hammer. Really can't believe we missed all of those shots. That was 6 shots of decent percentages. And I want to step up here. Make sure we have some high ground. Yeah. Lance doesn't have Lone Wolf anyway, so we'll move up here and support him. From inside the hole, 50%. Okay. Could step up and take a shot. I think we will. Nice. Now let's step back. Scoot up just a bit. Let's see what they got. Whew. You hear the air go by as he swings it. Nice. Repelling him off the high ground is super good. Alright, and they're missing everything. And now that they're in super close melee, we shouldn't really miss anymore. Good shot. This is an interesting little area right here, because this bush is occupying the high ground. We'll wait and see. Yeah, and I was hoping that Lance would smash him. Nice. Very good. Step down here with Steezy, try and get the kill, and he didn't get it. That makes him pretty vulnerable on the next turn to a big shot from that Raider. He's got a kite shield up. Alright, let's see what happens. Come on, Steezy, survive. Alright, perfect. Really gonna mess with their morale whenever they see a bunch of their buddies get wrecked. Yeah, that's the idea right there, to make sure we kill him. And we could have gone for his shield, but it takes so dang long. All we need to do is get lucky one time, and we end up taking him out. It's kind of the age-old question in Battle Brothers, like to go for the shield or to not go for the shield. And I think one of the things the Scrat fight is supposed to do is make you really value split shield. Alright, Sir Chris. And Sir Varandox. Hammer is a pretty great orc killing weapon, if we still want to consider doing that. But I think if we're going to fight the orcs, then we're probably going to go with our A squad. 3 skull mission of orcs is really nothing to play at. You got to go as hard as you can, because you're risking a lot. Could be our first battle with a lot of orc warriors, and we fought only one of those before. But they're honestly, in most of my other playthroughs, and this is probably just because there are less types of enemies in the older version, by this point in the game, I've fought a lot of orc warriors, and it never gets any less stressful. For those who haven't seen them before, they're giant armored tanks, and they also have the benefit of doing like the same amount of damage as like a berserker. So they're pretty terrifying. Early game especially, they can one-shot certain brothers in low armor. We're going to run them down. And in the late game, the best thing to do is to, in my experience, if I remember right, you can net them down. That's generally pretty effective. Applying Overwhelm is very effective against them as well. Just reduce their chances to hit you. And anything that pierces or breaks armor. So big hammers that smash through armor, or really any type of piercing weapons. They function very similarly to the Orc Young, but they I'm pretty sure they have a bellow effect that they can do that increases their morale. They're very hard to break off. Okay. What do you want us to do? Brigand problem? That's what I'm saying. I'm hoping they want us to go up there and to finish off those dudes. Yeah, I think that's it. Alright, cool. So they're going to pay us to go do what we wanted to do anyway. Which is why you check the quest, guys. You always check the quest. And this time we're going to fight them. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They got different something else. Yeah, they filled up a little bit. They've got a couple extra guys. but that's fine. Oh, I forgot to level my dudes. Oh, that sucks. Misplay. Super misplay. Hoping they'll step forward and out of cover with these crossbowmen and then let us take some big shots. I want to say in a lot of my other Let's Plays, oh, well, not Let's Plays, but a lot of my other playthroughs, at this point in the game, I am super far along in terms of loot and stuff. I'm not sure why I feel so much like I'm kind of behind. Because I don't know if I actually really am. I think we've made great progress. I have very strong brothers, and I think we're just kind of making progress in a different way. Thanks to kind of like careful maneuvering and such, we haven't really taken any steps back in terms of, you know, losing really valuable old brothers at the worst times, or ooh, let's see if we get this kill, or losing some of our best loot, or things like that. We've never really had to take a step backwards. That's what we were hoping for, but he actually hit us and pierced our arm muscles for an injury. So that sucks. Okay. Well, we want to take out the crossbowmen before they get their initiative. Not sure it's worth it to take a shot at him because he's behind a shield, bro. This dude is in trouble. Perfect, he stepped out. Ivar needs a lot before he's going to be a very effective brother. He's missing so many of the skills that makes a build like Lance's viable. Reach advantage is a big one. Okay. Come on, get the kill. There we go. The kill gives us the reset, which lets us shoot one more time. Noble swords for the win. There we go. That'll be a kill, almost guaranteed, and that'll let us swing again. Perfect. Nice javelins. Let's just hold up. Sir Verendox has quick hands, so pulling out this hammer is super nice. So let's look at his ability. Destroy armor here. Not necessary, but that's the ability that just wrecks big orc characters. See if we can get the kill, and we do. Nice work, Steezy. And Steezy's going to jump in here and lock down all these fleeing dudes. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run. And let's step up with Ivar. Kind of hoping to rout him. That's okay. And we'll take these shots because I think everyone else is just dead. Wow, he moved up. He's going to regret that in a second. Once Aerosol comes for him. Yes. Now he's like, why didn't I run when I had the chance? There was never a chance. It was only an illusion. Steezy, finish it. Finish it, Steezy, and he does. Alright, now we have a bunch of levels to sort through. And I think they added this kind of blood red color to the game fairly recently as well. Cool addition. I love little things like that. I think a lot of game companies kind of miss out on the whole, like, put in just a little bit of extra work. Add just a few little things that probably aren't, in the grand scheme of things, very difficult for them to add. And it breathes fresh life into the game. Even something as small as adding, you know, colors for helmets makes the game feel pretty fresh. Let's check out our morale. How are we doing? We're actually doing great. Have the prices gotten any better since we took care of all of their problems for them? Not especially, but I think we still want to get rid of some of this junk. We're starting to pile up a little bit. And We're going to be selective about the junk that we get rid of. If I remember right from the last episode, we wanted some arrows. So we'll hold on to that and see who that needs to go to. Okay. Oh, and we also picked up some salt. And these. And this. Okay. Are we good? So who needed... It's probably our new brother. Yes, he needs another quiver for when he runs out. There we go. Alright, let's see what we can pick up. He's got 9 lives. A 5 roll. Man, getting 5 rolls feels great. And his initiative sucks. But I'm not sure exactly how much we want to pump that. Let's cancel. We know we want the 5. 5 in initiative seems pretty good, but if we're not getting dodge, it might not be worth it. We'll take it, but I think only because we want to get overwhelmed, but I think we'll still pass on dodge. It just depends on what his number ends up being. And we can take, I think... It's hard, guys, because even though he has 9 lives, I don't want him to die to a single crossbow bolt. And I think in order to prevent that from happening, we need to get his hit points to around the 70 mark. And sometimes that feels like a waste, but I think it's going to do a lot to help him. And Brawny is going to help his initiative. Goes up by 6, his fatigue goes up. And we're spending our points right now to counter his weaknesses. And I think that's kind of important. And then next level will certainly be in Bow Mastery to give him that increased range. Alright, Ivar has leveled. And I kind of am feeling just making him an Axe Master. Is Steezy an Axe Master? He is. Yeah, I kind of feeling that. It's a pretty sweet thing for him. But is there anything else that would be slightly better for him to have right now? Not really. I mean, we could get him some other stuff, offensive, defensive stuff. But I think Axe Mastery is fine. It's going to help with his fatigue issues, which he has simply from being in really heavy armor. And we'll take a 3. We'll take a 3. That's all good. And that's a really good roll there. But I think we're going to take 3 more in HP. Get him up to the higher numbers. That way he's a pretty safe two-handed option for us. And then here, Lance is leveled. That's an easy one. 1 for Lance. 1 in his resolve. Keep getting that higher so that he doesn't rout. And then getting him better fatigue continuously until he reaches the max level so that he can be in some of the best armor in the game at some point. Alright, so Verandok's the different. This is kind of the moment of truth for us. We could grab Throwing Mastery and just submit him as our throwing bro. We could grab like Hammer Mastery and make it so that he is kind of locked into using this Warhammer. We could get him Shield Expert to raise his defensive stats. Because I think no matter what he's doing, if he's using throwing weapons, he'll almost certainly be accompanying that with a shield. So that's a pretty good option. And I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to give him kind of like fast adaptation too. Makes him harder to miss. Makes it less difficult for him to miss. Footwork. I think he's going to be one of the brothers that we give rotation to. But yeah, for now, let's increase his usefulness in the shield wall and increase his overall defensive stats. I like that a lot. And we can check out these stats here. Can't pass up a 4 roll there. That's just not a thing. And now I think we do this. We're going to try and get his range skill up to maybe around 60. And that'll make it so that when he throws these javelins, we have a pretty dang good chance of hitting. So I like that a lot. Just want to take the decent ranged rolls whenever we get them in Steezy. Okay, so Steezy is kind of like our backup sergeant. Or Bannerman, kind of depending on what we need, just in case. So Rally the Troops is one of the things that I've kind of kept on the table for him. He desperately needs HP and fatigue. Alright, that was easy. And we'll take a 3 roll there in his attack. So good stat increases for him. Tempting to get Colossus just to give him that little bit of extra hit points and the reduced chance to have his sorry, my mind went blank. Reduced chance to get him to sustain injuries is kind of the big thing. I'm also thinking about Fortified Mind to really jack up his resolve, so that way we can take Rally the Troops and have him as a really great backup sergeant character. I really wish that Rally the Troops affected like different types of fear and mind control effects, gave him the ability to kind of resist it a little bit in the same way that Resilience does. What are we going to take? Lone Wolf. We want to try and fill his weaknesses. Once again, he's got bad fatigue, bad HP. His initiative is basically non-existent. Kind of like Taunt. So Mercenary Life comes easy when you're naturally gifted. Instantly gain a level up to increase this character's attributes with maximum rolls, but without talents. Very interesting. I could almost consider doing that to him. Yeah, I'm honestly not sure what to do with him. I feel like he would benefit greatly from Crippling Strikes plus Executioner to give him extra damage and even more synergy with our group here. If we had Battleforge unlocked and Berserker, or Berserk, these would be the two that I'd be considering the most. I think we're gonna go with Crippling Strikes. I don't see any negative to that at all. So let's do that. And we can sell one of those spears. Okay. We're just kind of micromanaging right now, not super important. Yeah, we need more tools. Even at bad prices, we gotta have more tools. And I think we're good on middle of the road. Supplies. Yeah, let's go back to Duncanwald and see if they still have... Ooh, there's 12 brigands. We'll take that fight, sirs. Hopefully this will be a quick one, and then we can head over and maybe finish up today's episode with a huge orc battle. That would be pretty great. With some of our more experienced brothers. We'll take the long shots. Hope to hit. Nice. And by the time we get back to Duncanwald, I think maybe Hondo and some of our injured brothers will have some of their armor better repaired and some of their health regened up. Don't really have any good shots here. Oh, his pierced arm must be really messing with his skill. It is. Okay. So let's just take shots in the center of the group and hope to hit somebody. Nice. The long axe is one of the scariest weapons on the battlefield, so it feels pretty good to get a shot on that guy. Okay. 31. We'll take the 31. And this is not where you want Lance to be when you're a bad guy. You know what? Let's shield wall with Steezy. They're gonna attempt to come around and thread this needle, but they're gonna have a hard time getting past Lance's zone of control. And we'll shield wall as well with Sir Steinhardt. We have big plans for him. And we don't want to lose him in some, like nothing raider fight. And having them stand next to each other, both doing shield wall, gives them each a bonus to that shield wall. Alright. 81s. We'll take that. Dang. That would have been pretty nice. Yeah, especially because now he's going to get a chance to shoot. And who knows what he'll hit. Wouldn't be surprised if he aimed for Wolfgang. Wow, he threw a spear at us. Or a javelin. Okay, what do we have? Man, just missing all those shots feels super bad. I think we're going to step up. Let's lower the foliage. We can't get past that zone of control. Step up here. Step up here. We don't lose any coverage by doing this, and he doesn't have a weapon out, so he's gonna have a bad day. This guy is shield walling, but not the dudes next to him, and I think we're gonna focus the guy in front of Steezy and hope that Lance gets a big hit, and he does. Was hoping for the miracle. Did not happen. Ooh, he's wavering. See if we can get him a hit and increase his morale. It's been a while since we had to kind of like stand and bang in a shield wall versus a shield wall. It would be nice if we had more of our ranged bros. Ooh, we left Ramen a bit exposed from that angle. Oh, and they almost broke our kite shield. Get out of here with that. You had to reload so we won't actually be able to shoot. That's nice. 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 Okay, we need to remember that he has riposte. Yeah, let's kill him. Damn. I went for it. That's a clear shot, and we'll take that. Ooh, I was really hoping Lance would finish him, and then we can kind of circle the other guys. Step up this way. What kind of injuries are we looking at? That guy's a bit injured. Alright, getting them to rout just by showing up. And this is a free fight, guys, so I mean we're picking up hundreds of crowns worth of loot from this. On our way to hopefully a pretty sweet greenskin fight that we don't lose any brothers in. Good use of rotation there from the AI. Trying to save this dude. I said it was a good move. I didn't say it would work. Man, Ivar hasn't landed a shot. I don't think this entire battle. Alright, now we softened up. Would love to get that long axe. I think we did. It's just a matter of cleaning up. And we'll run them down, because there's no reason to pass up free loot. That archer is probably off the battlefield by now. Pass, pass, pass. Okay. Now we just end the round. And the archer should run off at the beginning of the next round, and then we'll be good to go. We still got, I mean, it's only about 50 minutes, is what I'm showing. And that gives us, I think, enough time to take on a big orc battle. Though we'll see. Sometimes really big orc battles can turn into grind fests, in which case we might not have time. But we'll see. We could always start tomorrow's episode off with an orc battle. That's assuming they still have the contract, which I think they will. Yeah, they do. They still have the open contract. The only dangerous thing is that it's getting close to nighttime, and the way that contract works, there's no reason to sell. We should just hold on to this stuff. The way that contract works, we'll buy these, is that they're going to start showing up shortly, and they could show up at night, and that negates our, completely our advantage. Okay, we accept the contract, but we need to prepare. Hondo is still not in good shape to fight them, but I think we have to have our crossbows. It's kind of non-negotiable. Ramen there out on the flanks. We're going to have to move around a lot of stuff. We're going to have to move around armor. Wolfgang comes out. He's injured anyway. And that makes room for... Put Raymond out on the side. We'll switch out these weapons. Wolfgang doesn't need that. Always want to re-equip the weapons though, because man, that time where you forget to give your guy a weapon before a battle, you're going to feel pretty bad about that. Okay, so Hondo doesn't go in, but we need to bring in Bernfried. Take out Sir Steinhardt and bring in Yaku for... who's this guy? Isaac is good, Scardy's good. Aracel's of course good. Sir Varandox. We'll take out Sir Chris. We'll bring in Yaku. And we want to spread our spears around. So that's 12. And we're just going to have a very wide front line. So Varandox, I think, is going to be the one that stands in. And yeah, we need to put this armor, move stuff around. Not sure exactly what we need, but that should be a good place to start. Let's give that to Bernfried. That was probably his originally anyway. Man, Yaku's fatigue just sucks. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. He'll wear that. And in our back line, Oz will take that. Ragnar will take that. And this looks good to me. I think this is where we want to be. We have long axes, bill hooks. Our flank is covered. Lance can still go out and do his own thing. We have some poor morale here. We have Ragnar on this side and Arazel on this side for our leadership. We'll just throw these back on. And I think we're also going to take the heater shield off of there and give it to Isaac, who's... Someone had a broken shield, or a nearly broken shield. Was it this one? Yeah. So we'll take off that broken shield, give Isaac, he's out on the flanks. Let's give him the heater shield. That'll help protect him against the orcs, who are primarily all melee damage dealers. And now here we go. Kill marauding greenskins around Senftenberg. So we need to go up, which is kind of nice because we can slowly dictate when we engage. Once we get to Senftenberg, we will encamp. Unhold as well. The prices here are good for selling. They're not. The greenskins probably make it quite bad. But we want to kind of stay in this area, and let's encamp, and we'll wait and see what happens. Because what I really want to do... Oh yeah, we must be close. What I really want to do is get Hondo back in this fight. And he just needs a bit more repair. And I would pull out probably Servarandox. And I think that's what we're going to do. That makes our spear wall much more effective. Like that. And we're encamping because encamping, it speeds up the repair and the healing process. See, our tools are going down rapidly. Okay, we must be close. I don't know where they are. I don't think it... Oh, they're going to fight. We're going to have to fight them at night. That sucks. I mean, are they up here? I think this is one of those events where they just kind of pop out. It's not really like we have to go find them. Okay, man cut in half. I see that. Oh, there they are. Well, what the heck? At least we're not fighting them at night. And they're going to pay us a lot to do this. We don't want to fight them in the swamps. And, oh man, we could pull these dudes into the fight. But that'll just stomp them. 21 of these dudes, that's a lot. They have a lot of Arbalesters and Billmen and a Knight even. That crushes orcs. Yeah, we're not going to pull them in. This is going to be a dangerous fight, and it would have been made a ton less dangerous had we pulled in the other guys. I just don't think we need to do that. There's honestly no reason not to, other than potential missed experience. And experience is not why we're here. This is a dangerous fight, and making a dangerous fight less dangerous is... in Battle Brothers, it's always a good option. So you see here, we're going to prioritize the Berserkers. They're the easiest to kill and the highest damage, so it just makes sense to get them off the field. And when we get a chance to take like a free Orc Young kill, we'll take it because it really messes up their morale whenever you kill any of them. So this will be good. And we'll move out to the side here with Lance to give him his Lone Wolf, and we're going to do the same thing with Hondo. And Hondo should be pretty much good to go. Yeah, he's almost completely full in terms of his repair. We could back up to take high ground, but we kind of already have a bit of a high ground. If they're fighting us on even ground, I'm happy with that, as long as we're not fighting uphill. If this was a bigger fight, we would back up. We would back up 100%. We would look for choke points in the high ground, like this area here, and we would hold it and make them climb. But I just don't think that's necessary for us to do here. And we're going to move up just enough to get him Lone Wolf and see that there are a bunch of warriors. So we can see 4 warriors and just look at their armor. If 2 of them want to go fight Lance, I think we're happy with that. Lance with Indomitable should be pretty strong. He'll be able to hold out for a long time, and in the meantime we can shoot them in the back with crossbowmen. And yeah, Lone Wolf plus Indomitable plus Battle Forge plus Underdog plus, you know, Colossus and Reach Advantage. Yeah, he should be fine. Even against 2 Orc warriors. And Hondo's kind of the same deal. Once we clear the center, and it shouldn't be that hard to clear the center. Ooh, but they land the stun. That's the bad thing. Yeah, let's help out Hondo. We'll put some shots downfield on this Orc Young. And we'll also look to take out this Berserker here. And that's Indomitable. If they want to come in now, it's not going to be so easy for them. Ooh, we missed an 82% chance. Okay. 3 Orc warriors going in on Hondo. That feels pretty bad. We're going to spear wall one more turn, and then we're going to look to start helping these guys. But if we get close, we actually mess them up a little bit because it's going to ruin their lone wolf. So they'll actually be weaker defensively. When we go in, we need to go in pretty hard. Okay. And let's do a big shatter here. It's going to do a ton of damage to their armor. I don't think we can knock them back yet. I know that didn't look like a ton, and unfortunately we missed the other guy, but taking out half, nearly, well, maybe 40% of this Orc Warrior's armor was actually pretty dang good. If we had hit him, that would have been nice, because I think we could have triggered some morale stuff. Okay. Let's try and get rid of that Berserker before he gets to do anything. Okay. Let's go, Hondo. If Hondo gets this kill, that'll be great. Yes, it sets him up nicely. So he got reach advantage, so his melee defense is up by 10. And if we can hit one more time, we can do the same thing. And we'll focus this guy because he also has line of sight from our archers and crossbowmen. So we might be able to help there. I'm taking this shot because I want to get the kills. Kills equal serious morale penalties for these dudes. I think if we step here and hit him, he's dead. Yeah. So that's worth it. And now we can move forward, I think, with Aerosel and... yeah, let's move up here. We'll move forward with Aerosel and... is that Scaredy? Yeah, Aerosel and Scaredy. And try and lock down some of these dudes. And we'll start putting shots on the hurt Orc Warrior. Nice. Even giving him Overwhelm is great. Times 3. Good job. His melee defense, honestly, is so high, he should be able to dodge a lot of what they do. We'll keep it kind of tight up here because for all we know, this guy is going to try and jump in on our archers, and we can't have that. So we'll take another big shatter swing, and we hit 2 of them. That feels good. And we still have enough fatigue to Indomitable, which I think is really going to protect Lance. We just can't have him rout. If he routs, he is just absolutely like screwed. And we don't have enough action points, I guess, to reload. That feels bad. Okay. Not a lot of damage. He charged up and swung at us. What a jerk. A 58 and 85, that's a good shot. I like this shot just because of the overwhelm, honestly. Let's lower this tree so we can see. Yeah, more overwhelm, more protection for Hondo. And I don't think we can push this Orc Warrior off of this high ground. So that's a little dangerous. We'll take an 81. Nice. Pierced his hand. Yeah, we're messing up Lance right now. We're too close. We'll try and take another swing here with Hondo and see if we can get lucky. We're not messing up his lone wolf, so that feels pretty good. And I think we're going to move up with Isaac and zone him a bit more. Okay, big swing. And we hit the one we kind of weren't trying to hit. That's okay. Any hit is a good hit. Oh, solid misses, which is great because he doesn't have Lone Wolf. So let's go for the most injured one, and we miss. Their shields are super heavy. If you have a brother that has like unbelievable fatigue and you just want to make him like a taunt tank, the Orc Warrior Shield is pretty sweet for that. Good injuries. And with all these injuries, because of our brother's synergy with Executioner, we do a ton of damage whenever we hit an injured guy. Lots of overwhelm. Isaac should be able to stand pretty well. Dang, if we could have got that kill. Nice. We're messing up their armor pretty well. Spear is not exactly the best weapon for killing the orc, but for keeping him off your back line in a spear wall, it works very well. We got cut up. Alright, one more big swing. Let's go. Okay, that's good. We broke his helmet and pierced his cheek. And this dude has 4 times overwhelm. He should be able to hit us. There's just like no way. Beat him. Yes. This honestly wasn't that big of a fight. I've fought groups of orcs like in the high 20s. And that's when it starts to get actually scary. Especially when the majority of them are warriors. And they're being led by like the warlord or whatever it's called. The war chief. Because the best way to beat orcs is to make them scared, right? And the war chief keeps them in the fight with his like big bellow thing. Kind of the same way like the goblin one does. It's very similar. I think we'll step in here. This thing should be dead relatively soon. Oh, they charged in on us. Edgel has Killing Frenzy active. Nice. Lance with the fat dodges. Not going to land his hit, though. Decapitated. And Quick Hands is necessary now because he did that move. It's important to remember that they can do that. It's a pretty dang strong ability. And with our initiative, I think we'll be able to take them out before they're able to do anything particularly dangerous. We just need a few good shots. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch where you're shooting that thing. Nice. Okay, we're getting there. Alright, a bit of a surround should help us hit. More overwhelm doesn't hurt, because if we're going to miss, we at least want them to have a better chance of missing us. Big hit. Dang, he landed that shot. Okay, here we go. That's an injury, and we just need to reload our quiver. What do we do to him? We pierced his arm muscles, and now we pierced his chest. 2 stacks of overwhelm, and he's a running fool. So today's episode went a bit long, but that's okay. I love fighting orcs. We killed him. And this was a pretty lucrative contract. We probably, you know, we're not going to make as much because we have so many brothers, and every day that we wait around for a fight, we lose crowns. But I think it was still a pretty lucrative fight for us, considering we're not going to take too many injuries. We're not sustaining too much damage to our armor. There we go. And that's going to be it. And we take all their junk. But check out these shields. So the stats aren't super great, but if you look at the durability, they're just like impossible. It's like it says, they're almost impossible to destroy, which is great. It just takes too many hits. And the Berserker chain is, oh man, if we had a brother with like 3 stars in fatigue, we would consider that. Let's head back to Dunkelwald. Like Ivar, what do you have, buddy? Yeah, not the world's best fatigue. But we need to repair that stuff. It sells for a really good amount when repaired. And while we're doing that, we can repair some of our other items. Here they are, the Berserker Chain. So like that's a flail. This is a flail two-handed, 40 to 80 damage. 40 to 100. With a higher effectiveness against armor. But the fatigue is like ridiculous. It's just a matter of fatigue. And I think we need to repair that long axe as well. But yeah, let's head down to Dunkelwald, turn it in. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. Once again, my name is Brett, and my channel is Good Talk Gaming. I put these videos out every day, and I hope you all enjoy them. And we're getting into some of the more in-game type content. We're able to do it. We're in that kind of part of the game where we're experimenting. We're trying to get different types of brothers. We're increasing their strength. And, you know, trying to do creative, fun stuff while taking interesting fights. And I hope that that type of style of play doesn't really bore you guys. And you can kind of see, you know, we can kind of see the end game. Eventually we're going to get into fights where we just know brothers are going to die. And it's not today, but it's coming. And when the time comes, we just want to have, you know, the most tools in our toolbox that we can. So guys, thank you so much. Ooh, wait. Oh, they sell, oh my god, they sell wood here. Even though they're under construction, they sell wood, so they don't want ours. Man, that sucks. I was thinking we could make a killing on a couple of these, but that's okay. We'll check everything else out before we leave, before we pick up tomorrow. Oh no, Wolfgang has an infected wound. Well, that sucks. Let me check that out. What a horrible thing to happen right at the end of a video. Yeah, we may have to bring him to a temple. But guys, that's it. Without any further ado, I will see you in the next one. Take care.